Good evening, Glasgow. It's a shame no one turned up, but we'll make the best of what we got, eh? It's something that's going to become very apparent to you very quickly is that I'm new to stand-up. And what you're told when you're new is just stick to uncontroversial subjects and you'll be grand. So I'm happy to follow that advice, which is why tonight I'm going to focus on the 3 horrifying afflictions that have plagued my family. My mother's cancer, my sister's autism, and my other sister's lesbianism. Yeah, my mum had cancer. It's a true story. She had breast cancer. I don't need to tell many of you here that that's a horrible thing to go through. Cancer is a very common experience. For my mum, she had to get radiotherapy. She was to have an operation to have part of her breast removed. Horrible time. And you know, it's horrible for the family as well, because it's your job to support them through that. You don't always get it right. For example, I remember once I tried to soothe my mother's angst by telling her one of my favourite quotes. I said, "Mum, do not judge yourself by how many times you fall, but by how many times you choose to rise." Nelson Mandela, which, you know, are wise words from a wise man, but unfortunately Mum didn't see it that way, because she is in fact astonishingly racist. Right, we're going to be nice to her tonight. We're going to be nice to Fiona tonight because she's been very kind enough to come to the gig. And yeah, you've probably already spotted her. She's the woman in the white robes just at the front. Anyway, are you perfect? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll tell you another quote I absolutely love. Judge only yourself. Only then will you be truly happy. Mahatma Gandhi. And Mum fucking hates that one. Right, so Fiona, she beat cancer, and to celebrate, she signed herself and her 3 daughters up for a cancer research midnight walk around Glasgow. Now, there's 2 things that I need to preface this story with. The first is that at the time I was 20. This story takes place 36 years ago. The second thing you need to know is that my mother is exceptionally frugal. She's from Peterhead, and as a lot of you will know, in Peterhead, the only thing you splash the cash on is a date with your cousin. But tonight's not about my dad. So because my mum is so tight, she signed myself and my 2 sisters up for this walk as children, 20-year-olds, right? This is true. Is it true, Mum? Take your hood off so people can hear you. Is it true? And let's bear in mind, she is being tight with the very same charity that's just saved her life. It's not all bad though, because cancer research, they don't just raise funds from the tickets sales bot, they also raise funds from all of the money that each individual saves on a Just Giving page. And fair play to my mum, because she's actually very good at raising money for charity. She has in fact worked for the charity sector for 30 years. She works with disadvantaged, impoverished youths in Dumfries and Galloway. Mum's great with kids from 9 to 5. After that, it's fucking hell, the chase is on. Can you get fucked? No, like, Mum works with impoverished children in Dumfries and Galloway. And look, tonight's about fun, so I'm not going to go into too much of a tangent, but 30 years ago, 1 in 7 children in Dumfries and Galloway lived in poverty. Today that number is 1 in 4. Look, I'm sorry, but I can't hear a statistic like that and just not be absolutely disgusted that no politician has thought to fire Fiona yet. So anyway, she's raised a lot of money on the Just Giving page. All we have to do now is walk the walk. The day of the walk arrives. It starts at 8 p.m. At 7:40, I awake. Basically, long story short, I'd been on an absolute mental one the night before. Glasgow, if you're unlucky enough in this country to be diagnosed with breast cancer, 1 in 10 of you will die from that illness. if you're unlucky enough to go on the absolute bender I'd been on the night before, your odds are far less favourable. So, I mean, I'm sure you can understand why I was a bit pissed off when I called the organisers to explain that, and they were still quite insistent that what the money raised should go to cancer. Anyway, I've got 20 minutes to get from my flat to the start of the walk. And I know that being late is just not an option. You see, the thing is, in my family, timing is everything. Timing is everything. In my family, being late is almost as big a no-no as marrying outside of a blood relative. That's how frowned upon it is. The reason for that is that my sister is autistic. A lot of you will know that that means that they're very punctual, and they get quite stressed when, things don't go as they're told they're going to go, which is totally fair enough. So we're very respectful in our family. You be on time. Quite a few people are surprised to hear that out of the three sisters, the autistic one is Rachel. I mean, I might have a smidge of something, but all I'll say is I walked so Rachel could run. And she absolutely sprinted to the MMR clinic and got about 16 shots at once, I'll tell you that for nothing. Yeah, I guess I've had a tough childhood, you know what I mean? Like my sister's autistic, I also grew up with a one-breasted mother. And my dad left when I was 12. Yeah, he went to the Dundee United game, and then as soon as it was over, he came straight back home. There was an anxiety-inducing few hours, right? I've always thought, the song, Please, Please, Please Let Me Get What I Want by the Smiths? Do you know if you played that over a video montage of my childhood, and there was a wee appeal number at the bottom? I've always reckoned loads of kids from Nairobi would send me their pocket money. Look, I just want to make something clear. I don't like introducing Rachel as the autistic sister, because she's so much more than that, you know what I mean? She's someone who loves to dance. She's got an exceptional work ethic, and I just love her. I love her so much. It would be as derivative, in my mind, as introducing my sister Lindsay as the lesbian sister. You know what I mean? Just because of her sexuality. There's so many more layers to Lindsay. She's somebody who used to serve in the army. She's somebody who plays five-a-side rugby. She's somebody with a huge appreciation for the works of Jodie Foster. Do you know what I mean? There's layers. There's layers to this sister. Some people are surprised when they learn that the lesbian sister in the family is Lindsay. Now, look, I'm not saying I've not got a smudge of something, but I will say that I walked so Lindsay could run. And she ran straight, well, you know what I mean, but she ran straight to Russia to attend that tattoo concert. Right, so I've got 20 minutes to get from my flat to the start of this walk. So I absolutely sprint to get there, and I sprint faster than J.K. Rowling runs to Twitter when she sees a trans person enter the women's bathroom. That's how quick I'm running. I arrive with 1 minute to spare. I say hi to Rachel, hi to Lindsay, hi to Mum. I'm there. They're surely going to be happy, right? No, they're not happy at all. You see, the thing is, after I came when I came home from the absolute bender the night before, I thought, do you know what, I'll treat myself. So I ordered an Indian online. I ordered, to clarify, I'm talking about a takeaway. I ordered a takeaway online. But I've been so fucking pissed when it turned up that I immediately fell asleep with it on the bed. And essentially all night, as I'd been tossing and turning, all I was doing was marinating myself in a thick layer of garlic butter that came from the garlic naan, right? Then I woke up and I immediately had to fucking sprint to this stupid fundraiser. And I'd been sweating profusely as I'd done so, because this was before I lost my sweat glands in the Falkland War. So by the time I arrived to the walk, I was very kindly told by my mum and two sisters, you stink. You're not walking with us. You are walking behind us. Well, that doesn't bother me, that's fine. I've lived in Glasgow for 2 years. I'm a University of Glasgow student of 2 years. I can walk around Glasgow by myself. Well, no. I was so drunk that I very quickly got lost. And I didn't just get lost as in like, oh, I've lost where these other people are going. I meant I got lost as in I have no idea where I am. This is what I was doing as I was walking around the streets of Glasgow. If you'd saw me, you wouldn't think that's a Uni of Glasgow student. You'd think more like Paisley Polytechnic. 1,000 miles away, my mum and my 2 sisters crossed the finish line of this fundraiser. Despite the fact none of them have ever lived in Glasgow, despite the fact they've only got 5 tits between them, they seem to manage to walk no bother. And Mum, in her panic, she had to go up to the organiser and she had to say, my daughter, Kate Barr, is missing. And I can only imagine the horror that these organisers felt overcome them as they looked down their list to find the name Kate Barr, and they realised it was in the children's section. And suddenly, cancer research had a missing child on their hands. No, like, I'm going to end the story with some good news. A little bit of bad news, but mainly good news. The good news is, and this is actually beautiful, that walk raised 75 grand. Yeah. And you know what? In such a poetic, nice way, that's actually the salary for a year for the surgeon that saved my mother's life. And many women like her. So it was a beautiful, beautiful cause. The bad news is that it turns out a search mission for a missing child in Glasgow on a Saturday night costs about 75 grand. And long story short, cancer research had no choice but to fire the surgeon. Thank you, Glasgow.